Welcome to the Haunted Mansion review, the movie that nobody wanted, that nobody asked for, that nobody went to see. Actually, when we went to see it, it was kind of packed, but it was like a Dolby Thursday showing.
It was a Dolby showing.
Every other person was dressed in pink.
Oppenheimer and like Barbie.
Yeah, every other person was dressed in pink. They were going to go see it, and you could tell. It's funny because nobody's like, oh, I'm just going to go see Barbie. Everybody's like, I'm going to wear pink. I'm going to make this pink shirt. I'm going to wear this pink blouse.
Say Barbie on it. It's also like the fact that they wait. At the end of August, beginning of September, when some people are in the spooky mood. Like, it's...
Haunted Mansion?
Yeah.
100%.
To be fair, I am a little bit in the Halloween mood already, but not enough people.
It's not the fault of the time of year. It's because of fucking Instagram. My feed, one day, on my Instagram feed, I think you and I mentioned something, and then it was like, only 45 days until Pumpkin Spice comes back. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then my whole feed from there was, look, Disney has Halloween. Pumpkin Spice countdown.
Here's this thing that's going to give you nightmares at night.
Nope.
That happened to me.
That's
it
all
did give me nightmares. It was bad. I got a dream that I was getting hunted by a witch. It was bad.
Fly killer.
Nice.
So, we're talking Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
First, cheers.
Sure. But yeah, it did come out way too early.
We're drinking milk.
Sure. Got a napkin? It's not milk.
It's not milk.
It's pina colada.
If you like pina colada. So, Haunted Mansion. I have to be brutally honest with you. We saw this last night.
Watch the other one, though.
I fell asleep.
I was sitting next to you. I had no idea.
I was fighting for my life. Like there was 20 minutes where I was doing this thing where you're like, oh, come on.
You know why? The Chipotle burrito and you got too cozy.
Yeah, honestly. We decided to bring Chipotle because, right, if you're going to go to the movies, you're going to eat a snack. Why just eat shit when you could just be like, protein, a meal, whatever?
I feel like a lot of people call Chipotle still shit, though.
I would agree.
As far as fast food goes, I feel like it's a bit higher, but
Chipotle, fucking AMC popcorn, candy, Chipotle wins.
Yeah, but like a bag of Chipotle, 2 very different days, but 2 very good days.
Well, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like protein, some carbs, shit.
Chocolate.
That's a...
I get those Reese's Pieces, and can you put some of that cheese on it? That would be disgusting.
You would go to prison. I would be the one to fucking call the police and send you to... So, Haunted Mansion.
What are you eating?
Reese's with the cheese is good.
Would you eat it with a fork, or would you just palm that?
No, you palm that shit. You have to steer into the skin. If you're sitting there, you go, I got a box of Reese's Pieces, cheese. You can't go, I need a spoon or something now so I can seem humane.
Just fucking...
You just gotta be like...
Here you go. Hey, you want some? We're not allowed at the movies anymore.
I fucking love it. So, Haunted Mansion. Not The Haunted Mansion, because that was the original. Disney's
I didn't even notice the title
Haunted
changed.
Mansion.
Okay.
Rosario Dawson.
Be fair.
Owen Wilson.
When I saw the trailer,
I
thought it was going to be the worst movie of the year.
100%. But surprisingly,
it's all right.
It's all right, I guess.
It's all right,
Overrated as fuck, in my opinion.
It's not overrated. No one overrated this movie.
No, it's going to bomb. I'm wondering what the biggest bomb of the summer is going to be. This or Blue Beetle.
Everyone keeps talking about that.
Flycatcher.
Better move to that before the podcast and then not worry about it.
The Haunted Mansion.
Yes. Okay, so the only genuine problem I had with the movie is I really fucking hate Tiffany Haddish. She is always the same girl.
I completely agree. I'm just not a fan of hers. I don't like the character she plays. No. I don't like her whole vibe.
I find her obnoxious.
Again, we say this because we don't know her. We don't know her as a person. We just know her from the role she plays. There's a fly over there.
I'm not talking about her as a person. I don't know any of them as a person.
From the role, I can't fucking stand her.
She's always like that, like I'm kind of this person, but I also feel like
not even that. She's just extra.
But I feel like that's not her in real life. I feel like that's the only person she knows or wants. Ooh, good one.
She's like the...
Yeah. I feel like that's not her at all, but for some reason she really insists on playing that character. And it's just like you're also... Actually, no, I have one other one.
What?
Whose name I can't remember. Madame Leota.
Oh, what was her name? Jamie Lynch. Jamie Lee Curtis.
She was
Jamie Lynch.
So... I don't know if I got it. I constantly think I have them, but I never do. She was so not the right person to cast for that role.
No.
I love her, but it was very weird watching her in that.
Yeah, I have no idea who the fuck Jamie Lynch is.
Jamie Lynch? Is that a man?
Madame Leota. You're right. She was completely wrongly cast.
Yeah, she was I am the.
Did you notice too the CG on her face when she was in the ball? They like gave her wrinkles and there was CG added, so she was like.
They made her like whole bottom jaw longer.
I am Madame Leota.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Unnecessary.
Danny DeVito, still a treasure.
Literally just
Frank Reynolds.
Frank Reynolds.
He wasn't even wearing pants through half the movie. He was just Frank. Stop. You got to stop. As much as you love that thing, it's a great tool. You're going to be $15.
Ooh, great. He was literally Frank Reynolds.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they didn't even try to be like, oh no, do something different. Be somebody. He was literally like, what are you doing? I'm Frank Reynolds. You got a fucking ghost? No, you can't have a ghost.
The other thing is that they gave him.
It's my Danny DeVito impression.
He's from New Jersey. Just talk normal. No, come on.
It's right up there. Get it. Here.
What? I don't see it. I don't see it.
Entirely going off the rails very quickly. We should not have gotten this. Oh, have gotten the tool.
No.
So sorry. 300 subs. Woo. Kill the flies.
Should review The Fly one day.
I knew what you were saying.
They gave him an invisible rain. Sorry, they gave him a see-through raincoat, and it was the weirdest thing.
It was a very strange.
And you were
choice.
at the bathroom through half the time he was wearing it.
I didn't go to the bathroom. I went to the car to get my inhaler because I couldn't breathe.
I thought that's what you said because I also went to the bathroom during that period. I'm like, he's
Did
not
you really?
in here, and I'm like, I don't know where he went. And you're like, and I'm like, there's a movie playing, and we're in Dolby. I cannot hear you.
Yeah.
But he was just wearing it. No one acknowledged the fact that he had a see-through raincoat. I don't know if that was more normal for an older generation or what, but for us, that is just weird to me.
Yeah.
Also, the main character, first time I saw him, don't know his name. First time I saw him was in Get Out.
Yes. He's completely different fucking character.
He's been great in every single thing that he's been in. Having said that, he felt like...
What fucking voice or accent was he doing?
Okay,
he was doing
I wasn't the only one.
No.
Okay.
He was doing this thing where he was talking a little low, but he was also trying to be a little angsty, so he would finish all his sentences just like this, and they would just stop.
You want to know what I really think he's doing?
Keith Stanfield.
I think he was doing white voice. I think he was trying to sound like a whiter guy, and he was just coming off weird, especially since a lot of us know what he sounds like already, and there's nothing wrong with his voice. But because he's trying to do, the Haunted Mansion or whatever, I think he was trying to be, more, neutral, or, you ever see that video on, YouTube of, that guy who was,
Jared
the newscaster?
Leto was in this movie?
He was the bad guy.
Was he really?
Yeah. You can't even
fucking tell.
Notice him, and that was my other problem with it.
The CG of the bad guy, though, was great.
Yeah, he was great, but at the same time, he was so clearly a cartoon character. Also, there were certain shots, though, that not his face, because the dimensions were so clearly off.
Yeah.
He was so fake throughout the entire thing because he clearly wasn't a human being. Having said that, there were several shots where he was in the moonlight and everything, and his hair looked real. And that was really good. So it's not that the CG itself was bad.
The CG I think was great.
It was the uncanny valley of him being so different 100%. Of a person, which didn't
sometimes
come across.
It just took you out.
I've also never been on the ride, so I don't know if he's a character from the ride.
Listen, I think, okay. We watched 3/4 of the original, The Haunted Mansion.
Okay, I watched all of it. Can I talk about that real quick?
No.
Okay. Go.
I take it back. I'm sorry.
Because I cut you off a lot, so I'm trying to,
So, what I loved, right, in the original one, there's definitively points where you can feel and be like, this is the ride. They're trying to be like, oh, look, this is part of the ride. Look, it's in the story. But it doesn't feel like it's a story and then the ride is based on the story. It feels like they're like, oh, look, this is a part from the ride. This movie felt fucking perfect. It felt like one for one where they were like, look, the mansion's just a fucking place. You remember that fucking place where they go to eat?
Oh, wait, the Eddie Murphy one.
No, the new one. The new one feels...
Have you been on the ride?
Of course, we were there... January? February?
Okay, I have not been on it, so everything adds up. That's exactly...
It feels... I can't tell you one for one because I don't remember the exact, timeline of the ride. But I can tell you, there's a certain part where in the ride, you go past looking over the balcony and seeing, the ballroom where they're eating
that's
and
when I
things.
recognized
That
it.
felt one for one.
And then
that was
also
perfect.
the stretching room.
Yes. Everything in that movie, on first watch, that was felt deliberately from the ride, felt one for one. And it was great. Yeah. The characters themselves, Rosario Dawson did very well.
That's what I wanted to talk about
little.
before. The main character and everything, he kind of tried really hard to have this backstory, but at the same time, they didn't give him enough time to really feel like he earned it. He was like, hey, I'm this guy. Oh, I'm sad. And it was just like, oh, whatever. And like, it didn't, he was good, but it just,
Milk.
they didn't allow him to really hit that sad point. They're like, you have grief. And then he's like, this is what happened. My wife died in a car accident.
Yeah, that scene felt... There's a scene right in the middle of the movie.
With him and Tiffany Haddish.
Not even... It's all of them in the thing. Yeah. He just starts trauma dumping. There's a scene where he's trauma dumping and being like, listen, I have this and all this stuff going on with my life, and my wife died, and my wife died like this, and I feel like this, and now I'm crying a lot. It's a very heartfelt scene, but in a movie made by Disney that is just like humor left and right and like stupid shit came right out of fucking left field.
But that's the other thing. The beginning of the movie didn't have that. It was actually kind of a horror film at the beginning.
It wasn't
the first that scary, but like I jumped a little bit.
Exactly. There were a couple jump scares.
And then at the end, Owen Wilson just like, you're an ugly zombie, man. You got to turn around. He's like, oh yeah, shit. You're right.
You're right.
I'm going to turn around. And I'm like, what happened? This was good. It was genuine.
You went from like a regular movie to a Disney movie.
It wasn't scary, but it just had you on the edge of your seat enough for you to be like, yeah, this is a haunted mansion. And then at the end of it, you're like, am I watching a Scooby-Doo episode? Like, what's happening? But as much as we have not concerns, we call it
listening.
Complaints about this movie.
Yeah. It was genuinely like pretty good.
I watched the Eddie Murphy one beginning to end the day before we saw it. That has a special place in my heart because I saw it when I was a kid.
Which is fair. Stop. Ignore it.
Lost it.
Don't swat. You have to just move or the air will push it. Do the thing. Give it to me. Not good enough.
Thank you.
Continue. I'm blessing myself.
The original movie had such a great concept. And it's an hour and a half and not an ounce of it is flushed out. And it just feels like it's moving, just bang, 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 bang. And I'm like, what's happening?
Like,
I don't care about any of this.
This is a Disney ride.
It was quicker than the ride. It was such a short movie.
The ride is great. The ride feels like a piece of crap. The ride feels like a worn down ride from 20 years ago, as it is.
It's not. It's from like 1940.
There's a certain heart to it. Yeah. It feels very nice. I can't wait.
Kind of like that Epcot ride.
We're obsessed with Disney World, okay?
Yeah.
I am upset. I'm not a Disney adult where I love Disney's properties, but there's something about because I went to Disney a lot when I was a kid. Yeah. There's something about being there where I'm like, man,
it's magical.
I feel literally like, man, as an adult, I'm like, man, this is fucking overpriced and expensive and the food is shit. But I love it. I can't wait
to say that though. It's so magical.
You, me, and Timmy, I doubt we're going in October. We might go in October, but I doubt it. We are going in February. We're going to be there for like 2 or 3 days, and I'm going to have the fucking time of my life. I can't even tell you. It's so expensive. It's overpriced. Your feet fucking hurt. It's hot. There are so many people. But Brendan, for those 3 minutes where you're on that ride and it's doing the spin and they're like, I'm in the Haunted Mansion, fucking to die for. Yeah. I, as a consumer capitalist whore, love Disney World with such a... do you know how much money...
Yeah.
Do you know how much money we spent in February when we went? We stayed in like a middle of the road resort. We were there for like 7 days.
Yeah.
We went to 4 parks. Guess how much money we spent?
$2,000?
No, I'm talking between flights, hotel, and then actual money spent.
$2,000?
No.
How much you spent?
11.
1,100?
11 grand.
No, hold on.
Can't wait.
Hold on.
I can't wait.
I want to know what
love is.
The fuck you did.
So here's what we did.
No, let me finish.
Okay. I apologize.
I booked Disney with the hotel I wanted, the Fast Pass, the Park Hopper, everything. Park Hopper, everything. That was $6,000 for 2 people. Plus the food I'd probably buy while I was there, minus the included things while you're at the resort itself.
Nothing's included anymore.
Okay, good to know. still that for a week, that would only be another $1,000.
No, it wouldn't.
I'm telling you.
No.
Unless you go.
That's what we thought. You know how much money we spent on food alone?
Yeah.
$1,500.
Still, even then, you're only at $7,500. How did you spend $11,000?
What hotel were you looking at?
The Beach Club.
There's no fucking. Aren't your parents like connected to the beach club? Don't they have memberships?
No, they just went through fucking the travel agencies.
Well, here's what we did, right?
Travelocity or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
We booked the hotel, but we were also there for like 8 or 9 nights.
Okay, yeah, we only went for like 4 or 5.
Which is what you should do. We learned that the hard way. We had the 4 park passes. We had the Genie Plus, which is your Fast Pass equivalent.
Isn't there like an updated version of that where
Genie
it's even
Plus.
better?
Genie Plus.
So so how does that work? But I want to know.
I can explain it to you when we look at stuff. We had, I think there were like 4 or 5 like fancy dinners that you paid for in advance. Those alone, that's like $200 per dinner. We had the photo thing, which was an extra like $200. Park tickets alone are like $600 depending on how many times you go.
Each?
No.
Oh, okay.
Altogether. The hotel we went to was the Pop Century, so it was like not in the bottom, but like in the good mid tier.
Yeah.
Still pretty expensive. It was still like $230 a night. When we were there, we spent about $3,000, which was on dinners, lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner were all bought because we didn't go to like Costco or something like we should have. And then collectibles and just like memorabilia you bought, which was like probably $400 on stupid shit. The lightsabers alone that I have, which is the whole reason we went to Disney in February. That shit's like $500 by itself.
You gotta come with me. You gotta come with me to a Comic-Con. They have the exact...
Brendan, we're going to Comic-Con in October.
Not even that one, but just online, you could buy a $250 lightsaber. I don't know how much those cost you.
Yeah.
I saw a dude pick it up above his head and smack it on the ground as hard as he could, and it didn't shatter. The Disney ones 100% would.
100%.
So why waste your money on it?
Because, you know what's funny? We bought 3, but the minute that we walked out, we were looking at them. I bought Cal Kestis because it was like big and bulky.
Yeah.
We walked outside of the specific store you have to be in to buy them. We were looking at them, and Timmy was getting like a little anxious, and I was like, no, we'll just return one. So we had 3, but we returned one because it was an extra $250.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
It is. Honestly, too, if you're talking lightsaber replicas, there's hundreds of third-party companies you can go to that are like $200-300, but they're like much better than Hasbro or Disney.
You gotta watch out what you got, because I went to a smaller Comic-Con and I bought a I hate that I don't know the name of the sword, but I bought the sword from Lord of the Rings that Aragorn has, and the
Lord sword.
No. Hit the blade from not sharp at all, and if you hit it from the side, it's only held in by a screw, and it goes ting, 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 and like it rattles, and it makes me so sad. And it was only like $150, but I feel like I could buy a better one for like $300, and it would be close to like an actual sword.
Yeah,
and that's kind of worth it to me because as much as I love that thing, every time I hit it and it goes ting, I'm like, oh, it's crap. And like, there's leather on it. Like, it is barely made.
I want to go to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I'm so much more focused on Disney. Disney is such... Listen, man, listen.
Yeah.
Because I entirely believed in the stereotypes beforehand, right? Where you'd be like a Disney adult, you're a piece of whatever, you're a kid, it sucks, it's stupid. I believe that. Up until we went in February.
Yeah.
And then we jokingly, we were finessing some credit cards, and the joke came up to go, I think it was in April or May.
Yeah.
And we were like, fuck it, let's go. Let's do like a 2-day trip. Let's go hang out with Matt in Florida. Let's go to Epcot and drink again because we didn't like see all of Epcot the last time we went.
How?
Well, because the first time we went, we focused on drinking. So we started drinking by like 11.
Yeah.
And then when you're going around the world, you can't just like go around the world and then go somewhere else because you're committed.
Yeah, but you stop at all the stores and everything to each town you hit. That way you have time in between when you're drinking.
If you look at Epcot like this,
it's a circle.
This is around the world. There's a whole other bit of the park down here.
It's a circle.
Well, no. No,
there's went around a hemisphere. Like, there's a whole world that you didn't hit.
Brendan, it's not a circle. There's 2 paths here.
There's no way.
That go here, and then the around the world is this way. And then you go down the paths, and the ball is right here.
I thought it was in the middle of the park.
No. Ball?
It's been so long. I was in like 8th grade.
I am dying to go back to Mexico because the margarita they had in that
fucking
basement.
restaurant is the coolest thing I've ever seen. You get to just eat.
Keep going.
Do it.
No, he has to be closer to me.
You sit. This is what I'm talking about when I say it's magical. You're sitting there and
He's on the green screen. Get him! Ah! Get him! Smack the green screen. That was a fighter.
Dead bitch.
So Disney World is the shit.
It's but like I don't think people really understand if you haven't been. I don't know what the fuck it is. But it is actually, you sit there and you're like, where am I?
Yes.
What's
It feels like some kind of
How do you
dystopia.
have this many flies in your house?
Because it's warm. Where we live, it's nothing but greenery and like you know how Donatoni
Those are
Field.
fruit flies.
Listen,
They multiply in the house.
yes. You know how Donatoni Field is literally built on a swamp? You remember that in the middle of Rockaway?
I don't know the names
There's
of the
a
parks.
soccer
Where is it
field.
located?
But you know where the Rockaway Museum is? That shitty, stupid place?
I love that place.
That field right there.
Yeah.
That is built on a literal swamp.
Okay,
That is
explains
literally
a lot.
swamp that they just bulldozed
That
down.
explains a lot.
We,
The neighborhood? Oh. Yes. It's still like that. That's still like
don't
in the house.
come at me, okay?
Yeah,
Shut the fuck
strips
up.
like a kitchen.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Disney World.
Shut the fuck up.
I understand that Disney is
Unnecessarily expensive.
Incredibly. Which was not the initial point, which is a whole other fucking conversation to go
We need
into.
Walt back. I mean, besides like the anti-Semitism that he had and
the
everything,
smoking that they have to hide.
and like
and
what,
edit
like
out
all the
and
problems he
Photoshop,
had,
yeah.
I would love to see what he says about the modern day park. And if he's like, "You guys charge what? That's fucking
It'd be
incredible."
like a bottle of Dasani, $6. He'd be like, "What the fuck did you say?"
That's the other side. He's either gonna be, "You guys charge $9 for a soda? Congratulations!" Or he's just gonna be like, "What did you do? What happened?
What did you do to my park?
Look at this tower right there.
Brendan,
There's a raccoon in it. What happened?"
When you scream,
Yeah.
away from the mic.
What happened?
Folks, thank you for listening to the Haunted Mansion movie review.
Even though it was mainly Disney
it was
review.
mainly Disney. We would love... There's a Disney shenanigans video that's already up on the channel, link in the bio, where Matt and I just talk shit while we're in Disney World. We're going to Disney again in February.
Yes,
so
and if
we'll
you're
have everybody together.
If you're watching and you made it this far, let us know if you want us to do like a vlog while we're there. I know it's not really our thing.
We're going to do a vlog regardless.
Okay. Thank you for your
I was
support.
thinking about it before. What have we done recently, Brendan? We
went to the movies. Sorry, I couldn't.
You spilled it on the
I
fucking
couldn't help
computer.
myself.
Oh my god. We did AI is your friend, where we talk about AI and how it's bad.
An AI we trust.
We talked about Samsung Unpacked and final Apple leaks for
Is
the rest of
iPhone
the year.
15 bad?
And Barbie Oppenheimer.
Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer, yes. Thank you. Have a good night.